Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will share with you my opinion of the KuCoin mandatory KYC that they announced earlier this week. And I'll share with you a couple of exchanges that I've been slowly transitioning to as all these exchanges like Bitget, Binance, now KuCoin are starting to implement mandatory KYC. Now, let me make it perfectly clear. I'm not looking to break any laws. I'm not laundering money. I personally just do not think KYC is in the spirit of Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. So that is why I tend to shy away from exchanges that make it mandatory. But in reality, I still use a couple of the exchanges that require KYC simply because they have features I can only use on their platform. But if there's an alternative out there, I will certainly seek that out versus doing mandatory KYC. So with that all being said, let's get into the weeds of KuCoin's mandatory KYC. And we'll get the intel straight from the source, so we'll jump over here to KuCoin's website, and you can see in order to comply with the Know Your Customer KYC principle, KuCoin has decided basically to bend a knee and to comply with the relevant legal and regulatory requirements. They claim it's going to enhance security levels, better combat money laundering. This combat money laundering is the term the government uses to justify KYC. Terrorist financing, again, something that the government uses to justify KYC. Again, the government is essentially wanting to spy on you, see what you're doing with your money, so they can figure out how to better control you. But at the end of the day, that's just my opinion. And so KuCoin will upgrade. Don't think it's really an upgrade. It's customer identification and verification procedures, KYC, starting July 15th, 2023. Now, what does that mean for folks like me who already have an account? Well, we don't necessarily have to do the KYC. However, our use of the platform will be very limited. Essentially, for users who have completed registration before the July 15th, 2023 date, but have not completed the KYC, the only services you can really use is the sell services. You can get out of your spot positions, you can liquidate your future positions or any of your margins positions, you can redeem your earn positions, most of which I will actually have to do, and in fact I will be pulling the majority of my funds from KuCoin before this July 15th deadline. Now, starting July 15th, 2023, if you're new to KuCoin, you're going to have to complete the KYC process. And you might be wondering what the KYC process will entail. Well, you're going to have to provide a government-issued ID. You'll more than likely have to do a screenshot of your face in order to match it to your government ID. But more importantly, you'll have to be located in a part of the world that KuCoin actually accepts accounts from. But in my case, I won't actually be able to complete the KYC process as I went over to the website, started the identity verification process, and you can see down here, United States of America, not supported. I can tell you also, Canada is not supported as well. So for those of us in the US or Canada, KuCoin is basically going to be a dead exchange to us at this point in time. And that is why I will be pulling my funds from the platform. So what are my options for replacements to KuCoin? Well, if we jump over here to CoinGecko, scroll over to the exchange tab, and in this case I'm going to scroll down to decentralized exchanges because the decentralized exchanges are not going to be requiring KYC information. At least they shouldn't be if they're truly decentralized. So if we click on that, that will bring up the top decentralized exchanges, basically ranked by 24-hour volume. And the exchange I have been actually switching over to is Apex Pro, which I have done a video in the past on because Bitget, when they went to their KYC requirements, I actually switched from Bybit to Apex Pro, partially because it was Bybit's decentralized version of their exchange, and I don't have to do KYC on Apex Pro. And that was probably a couple months ago, and the liquidity over at Apex Pro over the last couple months has skyrocketed. As you can see, they are number 4 on this list. And in reality, number 1 and number 2 are Uniswap. You could combine that into one, which if you did, that would put Apex in the top 3 of decentralized exchanges. And so going forward, for most of my day trading, I will be doing that over here on Apex Pro. And a huge benefit of using a decentralized exchange like Apex Pro is I connect my MetaMask wallet to the exchange, and thus my funds stay in my control. They're not on a centralized exchange like, for instance, FTX. If it goes under, FTX has your funds. With Apex Pro, my funds are locked up in a smart contract over in my MetaMask wallet. Thus, my funds are still in my control, but the fact they're locked up in that smart contract allows me to trade those funds over here on this exchange. So as far as day trading goes, and I really only trade Bitcoin and ETH, and the liquidity over here on Apex Pro for those two assets is sufficient, I will be using Apex Pro. Now, the con of Apex Pro is they don't have spot trading. They don't have like bot trading. So if we jump back over here to CoinGecko, look at your centralized exchanges, click on crypto exchanges. You can see that number 1 is Binance. Obviously, they require KYC. Again, Coinbase, really regulated, so I'm not interested in that. I'll keep going down through the list. Kraken really doesn't have any trading volume that would interest me. Binance US, I use it for a couple of features that I can't get elsewhere, but again, they don't have any kind of bot trading, grid bots. Bybit recently implemented KYC, Gate.io, can't use them. Next is KuCoin. Obviously, that's not going to work. Really, the next exchange that is going to work for me, and I've been using it a little bit. I have created a couple videos on this exchange, and that's Bitget. That comes in at number 15 as far as overall exchanges, and they have a pretty good volume of almost $800 million worth of volume. And if we look at actual derivative exchanges, which is where you would trade your futures, they actually come in number 7. And so they are also a valid exchange for day trading as far as I'm concerned. Again, if we look at the top centralized exchanges for futures or derivatives exchanges, you have Bybit, Binance, obviously not going to work for me. OKX, no longer available in my area. At the end of the day, Bitget is probably the next viable option for me at this point in time. Perhaps in the future I'll look at Femex, but right now Bitget is probably going to be my go-to centralized exchange at this point in time. And if we jump over here to Bitget real quick, you can see they have a variety of grid bots. They have spot grid bots, future grid bots. I did a video recently on their futures grid bot. I think if we scroll down under history, you can see that I deployed a grid bot a while back ago and let it run for almost a month, and it ended up being up almost 7.5%. And at the end of the day, for me, that bot did exactly what I wanted it to do and basically won the battle. So if I'm looking for spot trading where I just want to buy Bitcoin or ETH or some other token, I can do that over here on Bitget. Or if I want to deploy a trading bot directly on an exchange, then I can do that over here on Bitget as well. So I think that's enough jaw-jacking for this video. As far as I'm concerned, KuCoin's pretty much dead to me. I think between Apex Pro and Bitget, I have a replacement for KuCoin, and I will drop a link to both exchanges in the description down below. And I believe if you use my link to actually sign up for either one of these platforms, you'll get a bit of a discount on your trading fees. But with that being said, I will be looking at alternative exchanges going forward, so you might want to shoot that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have any questions or comments, maybe you want me to check out an exchange, drop those comments in the comment section down below. And until next time, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.